All right, well, let's get right on it. Front row info said all I have on 11/27 is boom, pow, explosion on Gateway Arch was foiled on that day. I Google searched that. I could not find that, but I'm sure he knows what he's talking about, or she. And and the movie Frozen came out that day. Now, Frozen, of course, is the abyss. The abyss is frozen. That's your North Pole. And who is our guy? He's not a Christian. I shouldn't say our guy, but he's really good with the flat earth, or he's been propped up to be good with the flat earth. But he did a very extensive video. I thought it was amazing. Um, that there
There is a high magnetic rock.
About the tides. What is it that makes your tides go up and down? Well, he says at the abyss, it's like there's like underwater, Florida has just so many underground waterways. And what he's saying is there's underground waterways along the earth where the water will recirculate like in the ocean. And like one drainage area is the North Pole. In other words, he says there's a hole there. And the water will go down in there and come back out somewhere else, kind of like underground springs, but it's an ocean. And I didn't hate it. It would explain tides, but it also explains that there's the abyss. So, um, Frozen, I don't know if it's Santa, Satan, North Pole. I've always said the abyss is the North Pole, and that's what Mr. Freeze was all about. Because all the villains of Batman, all the villains of the Antichrist, or all the villains of Satan, all the villains of Batman, they're characteristics of God or sheep. So like false face or two-face, because we have our flesh, but we have Christ in us. So there's two sides to us. The Riddler, Jesus spoke in parables, riddles, parables, so on and so forth. So Mr. Freeze, Frozen, the North Face, I equate to the abyss, Satan. The Antichrist will spiritually rise out of this abyss. That's why he is the beast out of the sea. Okay. So, anyway, good stuff. Front row info. And I will tell you, how in the would we know if he's going down now? I mean, what if it's next year? Look at November 27th is the full moon. It's the Beaver full moon on 9/27 or November 27th. The previous month, Gateway Arch, full moon, October 28th. So, if it's not this year, next year lines up nice. If it is next year at 9/27 or November 27th, actually, he would go down on the 25th and rise on that full moon on November 27th. Then you would have your dark winter, 23-24. And the abomination of desolation would then be the X across America solar eclipse of April 8th. So, that's the best I got. Now you've got, if he was to go down September 27th, another 9/27th, he would rise at September 29th, the harvest moon. And then you have a few more months of the four horses before you get to the abomination of desolation. Instead of April 20th, it would be April 8th. So that's It's now or it's then, in my opinion. But the moons really do hit big. They hit perfect. The most perfect is him going down on September 27th and rising on September 29th at the harvest moon, because that's the full moon um, that we see in him, the whirling dervish going up through an IPEC Go. So do we have that kind of time left? Well, it follows that event that we're talking about in September follows a blue moon of August 31st. Now, if he were to go down August 29th, that's when my son's wife went down and they pulled the plug on the 31st, and then he would rise on the blue moon of the 31st. That's also in place. So the moons get the buck moon of 2023 is Back to the Future's date, July 3rd. So it just gets very interesting on next year. But obviously, I am got a lot of different gematria. One thing that I found very interesting was that movie Amsterdam that came out. When I looked up Amsterdam, Netherlands in gematria, 927 came up for Daniel 927 or November 27th or next year September 27th or next year's November 27th. That movie Amsterdam is 51 days from our suspected offing date. He would rise on 53. 51, my first marriage number, 2 digits. 53 would be my third. So it also in simple gematria or English ordinal comes to 214 is the number, which the 214th verse of Revelation is the first time deadly wound is mentioned 3 times in Revelation 13. Revelation 13 is your 666 chapter. 13:18 is 666. 13:3 is deadly wound. 13:12 is deadly wound. 13:14 is deadly wound. Yeah. So if I were to hit that and hit that, you see 927 comes up with a 1284, which is when you take your English ordinal or simple gematria and multiply it by 6. So I never really understood that one, but okay. But you notice it's 214 down there. Same with Amsterdam, Netherlands. 1284, 214. So it's a direct hit. And the movie Amsterdam is that movie that had Christian Bale, John David Washington, the star from Tenet. Who else was in that movie? The girl. Margot Robbie. So it's the 3 of them, along with Chris Rock, Mike Myers. Mike Myers, of course, your fake 007. Oh, that's right. It's the Rami Malek, the villain in No Time to Die. So it's quite an ensemble cast when you've got Batman, the final villain of No Time to Die, who kills James Bond. Michael Shannon, who is the guy that what? There's a storm coming guy. I mean, seriously, you cannot make that up. Now, the Amsterdam date was October 7th. If we look at October 7th, of this year at its release, and we look at next year, $4.16. For the rising, offing date would be 11/25. 414. That's 13 months, 18 days, y'all, for Revelation 13:18. We just went over that. If you look at 9, September 25th, 353, the full moon, 355, or you go to the 8/31. Well, let's go to 8/29 first, the offing date, 326. And the rising date, 328, the last 3 digits of Candy and I's combined number. Because there's that song, Amsterdam. I got my drugs from Amsterdam. I've been hearing it at the gym. It's like some new song. I don't know. So, you know, if nothing goes down, we would look at what progressions those would be. That's a lot of dates to look at. And Candy and I's combined number for next year, I don't know, but have to really take a hard look at it. But there's a full moon of October 1st that's on there. And we would just have to see how everything's going. Sure is a long way off, but I guess time, if we have plenty of time, if nothing goes down this weekend, I think it will. This was very interesting. So Shaking My Head Productions put this out and showed the Twin Pines Mall, 9/11 upside down and backwards. And then it showed Lone Pine Mall, 133, upside down and backwards is day 331, which is our suspected date of when he's going down. If he's going down this soon, I mean to tell you, that would be day 51 from that Amsterdam. 53 would be the rising day. Let's go through the rest of the prep. 6386 is 141 times 2. So we talked about that number 638 quite a few videos ago. Last week, it was that big video I wanted everybody to watch. And that Gator game that week was 638, as you read it from left to right. And the midpoint day is 141 days left in the year, but it was day 224 of the year. When you multiply 141 times 224 times 2022, your first 3 digits are 6386. Now that's fused with my first wife's entire number, 62848, born on Obama's birthday. So 638, which remember was Eve coding, but she got 86th, my first ex-wife. Just very strange, very strange. But that's the midpoint. When you multiply that midpoint number, the day number times how many days left in the year, future tense, you get 6386 2848. Just absolutely fascinating to me. more concerning that 8/12 midpoint day. It's day 224 times the date of 8 times 12 times 2022. It does end in 88, 43481088. You put all of them together, in other words, and multiply the 141. Okay, you got a 383. Very solid murder coding there. My condo number 408 is what it ends with. Donald Trump days old times my days old on the midpoint day. Golly. So Trump was 27818 days old. I was 22317 days old on the midpoint. You got a 3 and a 9 and a 6, a 6, 9, 6, 9, 6, 6. And then a 3 and a 3, and then a 9. The thing ain't nothing but 9s and 6s. You only, other than 9s and 3, 3 9s and 6s. The only other number you have other than 3 9s and 6s are a pair of 4s. That is just absolutely mind-boggling. Three, 4, 9, 6, 4, 6. So the 4 sits inside of a pair of 6s, and then the 2 non-6s, a 3 and a 9. Other than that, that whole number, we're not counting the zeros, it's nothing but 3s, 6s, and 9s. That's just, bleh, it's just crazy. Let's keep going. The rising day times 68, which is the reversing of the 86. 4, 3, 8, 6, 1, 224. And I'm 224, 26 days old on the rising day. 224 times Trump's number of 163464 equals 3, 6. Well, it has a 3, 6 on each side with the 66 fused with it in the middle. Okay. I did all this stuff last week. I mean, when was this email sent? 11/16, 4 days ago. 68 times future tense of August 12th day, the midpoint, the double midpoint day and Sirius rising day. So 68 times 2022 times 141, which is 141 days left, comes to a 19. It's got murder code of 38, 3886, then with a 69, 36. Times that also by the date of 8/12, you got an 86 and a 45. No time to die's linked, remember, was 24324. So 24 hours. 1117 plus 1243 makes up 24 hours. Notice you have in that 1117, the deadly wound, I mean the right eye Bible verse, and 24324. The only other number is the 1. 1127 plus 1220 plus 1233. I don't understand that. I don't know. Sometimes you do things that are in your head, but you don't put enough information, so you can't recall what it was. 9/11 is coded 88 keys on a piano. Elton John's album, Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only a Piano Player. Okay. This is the release of the album. It's 4911 or 101 days to the our suspected 9/11 event. Don't shoot me. I'm only a piano player. 88 keys is a piano. Trump birth. Backwards 927 is coded with rising days left of 32. This is Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only a Piano Player release date. It's 279 backwards. And on the hours, it's 2333, his rising day. TO with the 2 and then 333. Okay. Got it. Golly. The movie Tenet, 119 and 9/11 is coded to the midpoint. See, that midpoint is the only reason I think the time is now and not 2023, because it was the midpoint between these two total solars and two total lunars, which would give us the total solar as being the abomination of desolation date. When you look at Tenet's release date, it's 1 year, 11 months, 9 days. So it's 1119. In the minutes, it's 119 are your first 3 numbers, if you don't include the 0. "2224 coded for the offing day for Tenet. Yeah, 2224. 26 months, 24 days. Well, I'll be 22424 on the offing day, 22426 on the rising day, and they're giving us 2224 2624. Rising day, offing day in order. That's weird. Cool. 8/17 May Day, 226 coded for the rising day. Tenet rising day, 8/17, 2226. And remember, my number divides evenly by 37. Again, with that 37, 37 goes into 222, 666, 888. It goes into all of them, 111, 212, 333, 444. Well, we now understand what 333 is. And if you take 333, which will be the rising day, divide it by 37, it's 9 progressions. There's that number 9. Looking good, number 9, looking good. Remember the Trump Serta commercial? Number 9, Dream by John Lennon. Love Potion, number 9. 333 is the 9th progression of 37. Now, 37 is the 12th prime number. 12 is the number for the church. The 12th progression of the 12th prime number would be 444. Divides evenly by 37. I played for Teamsters 444 when I was in Little League. If you don't believe me, just ask. It'll make me go find the picture. I'll snap a picture of it. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bang. Be glad to do it. I like pulling out those old photo albums, and I'm off all week. And just fascinating, incredible. And we pulled up when Teamsters 444 was in existence. They're not there anymore. Teamsters 444, Haines City, Florida. And it's right there. That's the team that sponsored us. And I was in Auburndale, and Auburndale and Haines City are right next door to each other. Oops. And if you keyed in Auburndale and Haines City, where I grew up, they are 19 minutes apart, or 12.7 miles. And that's who sponsored us. Teamsters 444. It's like my whole life, right? It's just been the strangest things with numbers. My first address was 404, the amount of verses in the book of Revelation. Just None of it ever ceases to amaze me. So I'm still really thinking it's coming up now because of this 331, this 333 stuff. August 26th, UK release, again, of Tenet. To the Rising Day. What did I say was coded? 233, 117, which is Revelation 11:7, 1188, 198, again with the 98. 98th verse is White Horse verse of Revelation. It's a lot, and yeah, it's 825 days, which there's a lot of Mayday stuff in there too. My Mayday friend and I just packed chock full loaded of that. And so to the offing day of another Tenet release date, it begins with 7-11. And other stuff. And then the UK Tenet release date to 8-12. Now, there's your 717. And we came across 1717 in something. I can't remember what that was. And I don't even know if I want to get into that with y'all, what all of that means, but I'm going to say no. Tenet to No Time to Die. Now, Tenet to No Time to Die is 400 exact days. UK to UK, it's the same for the USA to USA release dates. It's exactly 400 days from Tenet to No Time to Die release dates, UK to UK or USA to USA. They all end in those big round numbers: 3, 4, 5, 6, all zeros; 5, 7, 6, the rest zeros; 96, the rest zeros. And 96 was our midpoint day, 8 times 12, August 12th. 408 coded, when crisscrossing, 512, opposite crisscrossing, 408, 127 full moon, 338688. In the seconds, it's 338688. So you got the 86 and the 88. You got a 38 murder code along with the 86. Now the reversing of it, 68, 88. That's the seconds. Okay. I was just bored out of my mind the other day doing all this, wasn't I? So Ronnie, he was born on 9/11 and sat next to me at an 11/17's funeral. We've been over that many times. His 9/11 birthday, rest in peace, he has been dead for a very long time. He died way too young, as the other guy did. When he sat next to me at that funeral, his days were numbered very short. Little did we know he was going to also get cancer very soon. Apparently, allegedly, there were steroids involved with the guy that died and Ronnie, who sat next to me. Who knows? Speculation, because they just died too young of just straight cancer. And we know the other guy did steroids. That was an absolute given. So anyway, you got the 868 there in the seconds. You got 216 coded. 216 in 29 days, 629, second wife's number, 3 digits, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, okay. Both dates included 21630, my next wife's number. Out 3 digits. My next marriage progression, 519, out 3 digits within the hours. Just very strange. That's if you include both dates. Okay. To the offing day, 21627. Okay. It's got 86, 868, 88. Got all kind of stuff to it. Okay. 927 in gematria. Just the number spelled out, 927. Comes to 214 in simple is the total sum. And the 214th verse, of course, is the first time deadly wound is mentioned. And that's the number it comes up in simple gematria, 927, which would be the deadly wound date. That's just fascinating. 2020, the number 20 is TW, are your first two digits that spell out 2023 as far as numbers when in simple gematria. In 2023, we suspect is the abomination of desolation. In other words, the year of the rabbit, which is what the rabbit is all about in Donnie Darko and the right eye wound of the Donnie Darko rabbit. Donnie Darko rabbit. I don't even need to say right eye. I just say Donnie Darko rabbit. And one of these will have the right eye. Are you kidding me? The AI is really messing with us. Okay. So Donnie Darko, right eye rabbit. And there's that gleam shot of the right eye. Okay. And then the guy that wore the rabbit suit, there's his right eye in Donnie Darko. So, of course, he's alive. He comes back, year of the rabbit, from the right eye wound. It is, of course, healed to the point to where he's alive, I guess. So is that what it's all about? If not, then it's the year of the rabbit when he gets the right eye wound. And it would be the year of the dragon. That would be the abomination of desolation. 929 in gematria, spelled out. Washington Monument, which is their obelisk, Route 66 for the Book of Revelation. It's your route to the Book of Revelation is him rising on 929. 1535. And you can scramble those any way you want, but we know 135 is number for the church. Philadelphia Phillies. They were in the World Series. Two witnesses. The Perfect Storm, the Society of Jesus, 6761. You can scramble those around any way you want. Thank God it's Friday. Interesting. That was a first date of my high school sweetheart. Thank God it's Friday. 164 and 966. And September 4th. All that pops up. COVID-19. I went ahead and did that. Revelation comes up in gematria. Toys R Us. Red Wave coming. Katy Perry. 69. 007. That's the letter O. 007 comes up for COVID-19. 96 comes up. 96, of course, well, that's 8 times 12, the midpoint day of the solar eclipses and Sirius rising. 138 comes up. You can scramble those any way you want, but 138, of course, is Donald Trump in simple gematria. 87 comes up. Second wife's marriage number, 2 digits, original. 183 for murder code, 813, my old area code, 831, another murder code. Ringo Starr comes up. Now, what's very interesting is 2 different movies come up for COVID-19. Westworld, Waterworld. Waterworld was about the waters rising. Westworld was about AI. Both will be happening. October 5 comes up with COVID-19. Bradley Cooper comes up. Chuck Norris, Rush Limbaugh. Hey, good old Groundhog Day comes up. My divorce date. Church of England, Les Miserables, and Tom Sawyer. (711) plus 312 equals eve of event Saturday. Girl with dragon tattoo is Eve. All right. So in the movie The Girl with Dragon Tattoo, she sat there with the 7-Eleven logo. Girl with dragon tattoo. 7-Eleven. Total lunar eclipse is over here. Now, if you add 7 days, okay, the total lunar was on November 8th. There's 304. Halloween is day 304. So now add your 8 days for November 8th. That's 312. Now add 7, then 11. And you come up with day 330, 33. But that's the eve of the offing date. That's the eve of the offing date. Total lunar, 7-11 days. So is the girl with the dragon tattoo who is repping Lucifer, is that also repping the false Eve, or what she pulled off with Eve as the serpent in the garden, all per the God's ordaining, of course. So it's just very interesting. I just throw stuff out there and see what sticks with y'all. Y'all tell me what matters. You know what I mean? The hours of Trump to Rising in the movie To Rising also. So is this the movie The Hours? Yeah. So there was that movie called The Hours. Movie The Hours, Wikipedia. So yeah. It's Christmas release 2002. So there it is, Christmas 2002. Well, if you look at to the hours to the rising day, assuming he goes down on the 27th and rises on the 29th, it's 7:27 for IPEC Goat. But the last three are, it's 7279. It's 27th verse of the 9th chapter of Daniel. That's Daniel 9:27, strongly coded. And 9/11 is heavily coded, 19 years, 11 months, 4 days. So that's coded. And the movie is called The Hours, and it's 174, 696 with the hours. Now, what did I do? Highlight all those minutes and everything? Let me look at this one. What is this? This is Trump to the rising date. And that's what I've highlighted here. Six 670248. Is that what I've highlighted? Yes. So we're going to look at the hours. How many hours old will Trump be at the rising date? You got 241 and 88 in the minutes. The hours is not very interesting, except in my personal world. But and it's very interesting there. But the 27927 days is just, it's just fascinating. It's Daniel 9:27 twice. Oh, we won't get all that next year. You might get moons, but what's more important, the moons or the days that he's alive? Because if you just put him down for next year, rising, he's 28, 29, 0. or if you move it around to September 27th next year, 28229. I mean, nothing's interesting anymore. Or the August 31st date of the blue moon. The moons are interesting, but his numbers aren't anymore. You dig? So if you go to the 29th, I don't know. It just, I don't know. Just it's now's the time. I mean, I'm just absolutely positively now is the time. So if you go back and you look at the hours, the movie, it's 114 minutes. So it's 2 hours, 54 minutes. I mean, 1 hour, 54 minutes. 154 is big. When you look at the URL, 274558 personal. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Back to the Future to the Rising Day in hours. It's got the 27 and the 9 in the hours. Back to the Future's release date in hours. Has 279 smack dab in it. There it is. Wow. 7912 was the day Earl passed on May 8th. May times 8th times 1978, 7912. And it ends with the 7912. Wow. That's to the rising date. Jeez. Unbelievable. I mean, to me, it's all about Daniel 927 coding Trump's death and resurrection. Fake death, fake resurrection. Let me see. Trump assassination. Okay, here we go. Agent 86 in gematria. Trump assassination comes up. And is that why that they have that English ordinal, which is nothing more than, or excuse me, English gematria, which is just English ordinal or simple gematria times 6, because in that it does come up to 1488, which 148 is Donald J. Trump and 88 is Trump. So it's a fusion of Donald J. Trump. That's the number in the English gematria on that one particular website. When for Trump assassination. What is Trump assassination again? If you gematria Agent 86 spelled out, the words Trump assassination comes up. That is fascinating. So does 480, which 408, and that's my condo number. Black Lives Matter comes up. Ghostbusters comes up. 258 comes up, which is the same as 852. The Last Trump comes up. Yellow Brick Road comes up. Bohemian Rhapsody. Dark Knight Rises. 107. And remember, it's 107 days from the midpoint day and Sirius rising to the offing day, when Trump would be 86th or Trump assassination. And the number 107 does come up in it again. It's 107 days from our famous midpoint day of August 12th, along with Sirius rising. All three events took place on the same day. Nobody talked about it anywhere out there on the Ethernet except our channel. Thank you, Lord. 673. You can scramble those. 367. Adam the Antichrist comes up, which would be Black Adam or Adam West. Mind blowing. This is an old Facebook post where I showed Chris Fowler.
Here's one of the most popular sports personalities.
And sounds like I got a cold or something. Let's go ahead and turn down the sound. And let's watch Fowler flash. And it's coming up. He's about, watch his hands. He's about to pop that yoni, man. Boom. See how fast he did that? Boom. Boom. He just flashed that yoni right up at you. We've shown you what the yoni is many times, and that's what it is. Or one of them. I should say that's one of the yoni hand signals. The 666 is too. Amsterdam song and movie. Now, when I looked up Amsterdam, it is there's a 142 in the URL. Do y'all see that? And the day he rises, there would be 142 days left from now. The day he gets hit in the right eye, that's 144 days left until the abomination of desolation. Day he rises, 142. Now, the movie Amsterdam is 2 hours, 14 minutes. So that's heavy 214 coding, is it not? Of course it is. It's unbelievable heavy duty coding of the deadly wound Bible verse, or the first of the three. It's the first time deadly wound is mentioned in the book of Revelation. That's what this is all about, the deadly wound. That's all we're waiting. Tell you what, other than telling the truth in God's word, that's all this channel is about. So if you're here, that's what we're here for. We're trying to track down the deadly wound date as a hobby. So Amsterdam, Netherlands, I've already told y'all, comes to 927. And its number is 214 in simple gematria or English ordinal. In English gematria is when you multiply by 6. Okay. Amsterdam movie release date, 51 days from the release date to the offing date, 53 days to the rising date. We've already went over that with you also. That's it. So we're just sitting here waiting, folks. Absolutely just sitting here waiting. Numbers are crazy for today, for Sunday. 11 times 20 times 2022, you got the 44484. That's the church and the church. Because 7 times 12 is 7. Church about to go through its cleansing. And that's the 37 is the 12th prime number. When you progress it 12 times, which is 12, 12, or 144, you do get 444. That's a wild number for tomorrow. I'm a little nervous about tomorrow. When you times that by me, there's Earl's number of, or the date that he died, that 7912 we just showed you. And Earl's first 2 digits were 37. I'm always afraid they're going to come get me. You know what I mean? Frame me. They all know what I do because I do it all over my Facebook. I just don't get into the numbers on my Facebook. I don't mention the name of the local mystery Babylon, or I just really wouldn't feel comfortable. But yeah, just tomorrow's a weird day. It's day 324. It is how many days left? 41 days left. Remember the 141 days left on the midpoint. Well, 41 times Comes to 8/29. That's the day my son's wife died. They pulled the plug 2 days later. So, of course, all that makes me nervous. You know what I mean? Now, times me with how many days left in the year. So it's a future tense of 41 days left in the year, times my number, times the year 2022. You get the reversal of 86 is 68. Then you get Daniel 9:27. So it's like the day he rises and the day he's going down. Now, another interesting thing concerning Trump, Trump's going to be the Daniel date. Now he's double the Daniel date on the day he would rise. It's not going to be the abomination of desolation, though, but he'll be heading in that direction. But because you have to have World War III, you have to have killed 2 billion. Well, Bill Maher just got through announcing the Earth is now at 2 billion population. I've been waiting for this forever. The Earth now has 8 billion people and counting. National Geographic 6 days ago. And it says the pale horse is 1/4 the Earth. 1/4 the Earth. That's 2 billion. I've been telling you 2 billion are going to die. Can't get to the 2 billion until you get to 8 billion to be the 1/4. We're now there. So that tells me we're not waiting on next year. The time is now. You dig? Like the time is now. So Trump is going to be, though, this 279 for Daniel 27th verse of the 9th chapter of the book of Daniel. He's going to be that. I mean, you get into February of 2023. Let's go to the last day in February. So 18 days previous. So let's say the 9th. That's the last day. 27999. February 9th. That's the last day he's Daniel 27:9 or 9:27. Mind-blowing. If we look at the eclipses for 2023, because we already talked about the full moons, you got the total solar, like we're talking about, abomination of desolation date. You've got an annual on October 14th. Okay, but what about, you have no total lunar eclipses. This year you had 2. And they both came to 88. No, I'm sorry. The second one came to 88. The first one just came to 8, didn't it? Think about it. May times 16th, 8. 11 times 8, 88. The 2 combined come to 888, theoretically. But remember, they're 176 days apart. Divided by 2, 88 in both directions from that midpoint date of August 12th, which was 251 in both directions from the total solar eclipses in both directions. Man, are we done here or what? I think we're done here. Love you.